What is up, folks? Number 122. For those of you out there who don't like when I give the numbers, fun one today. I'll keep it short. I'll keep it brief because we took the last time about Rip Night, Hobby Rip Night, and the whole deal with that. And what's funny about it is, we had this Hobby Rip Night, the second one that's there. I'm really none of the conversation was about what was being ripped. It was who was there. It was what celebrities were brought to the store, and then literally the day later, or 2 days later, Topps announced the new 2024 cards that were supposed to have first card, printed on the first card issued, have be 101. That they actually forgot to print that first card. I got to tell you guys, just a quick little aside here. I've been looking for those on eBay. I have a saved search, first card, 2024 Topps first card, and there were none. I mean, some people in the title wrote first card and put 101 on it and the whole deal. But of course, I was looking for one to pop up that said first card, actually on the card. And there weren't any on eBay, which is weird because, if you think about on opening day or opening week, all of the cards that come out, think of how many Wembies you've seen from Prizm that came out right around the same time, maybe a little later than the Topps product. Think of how much Topps is being opened. Think of how big that set is, how many of those first cards. I mean, there's a couple hundred of them, right? So it's odd that we hadn't seen any, and now you have the explanation as to why you haven't seen any, and the explanation is that they didn't make them. Now, to their credit, they've made a bunch of mistakes. They put an announcement out, they own the mistake, and then they correct it. They did it with the two versions of the one of ones. They've done it with the superfractors, and they've they had an announcement and talked about giving credit. And also, take the card back and they'll reprint it with this, the first card stamp on it. Not much else they can do. They own the mistake. They tell people they're going to fix it and kind of compensate them for the trouble. That's an interesting thing. The Rip Night, I mean, that's a cool thing, but it's not about ripping. It's about, call it like Hobby Celebrity Night or something, Ripping. I had, recent episode talk about, the different products that are opening, and you talk about like Prizm that's come out and, how expensive a box is and how it's, if you want to rip with a breaker, it's $1,000 for a hobby box of Prizm basketball, $2,200 for a box of first off the line. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. What? To try to, gamble, right? To try to pull a big boy. And if you happen to pull a Wemby numbered out of one of those boxes, you're doing fine. But you don't have to spend that kind of money. And part of what I wanted to come on here and talk about today is, obviously you can hobby on a budget. If you're someone who buys singles, you create your own budget. You want to buy Dwayne Wade and you only have $100, you buy a $100 Dwayne Wade card or $20 Dwayne Wade cards. You like baseball and you think Juan Soto's gonna have a great year with the Yankees and you have a budget of $100, done. But if you have a budget of $100, ripping is your thing. If you want to open product, it's tough to open your own sealed Prizm product, right? It's tough to open some of these products that come out. You can get into a break, but what do you pick a team? And if it's a good team, if you happen to be trying to buy a team of the top prospect or the top players, you might not have enough to to open something. Plus, people like to open their own sealed product. So I can tell you a couple things that I personally bought because I got to do the ripping here every Friday with Ian. Fanatics. I posted 2 links on my stories this week. Fanatics has one, Topps product, and Panini had one. So I posted a link. Target has the Prizm Monopoly blasters, and they were either $25 or $29, like no markup, like straight retail, available at Target. I sent a link. A lot of people said thank you and sent me messages back. Hey, I copped 1, I copped 5, you name it. But that's look, if you got a Target card, you can get 5% off. I think I bought 6 of them, and it was like $150. A far cry from buying a hobby box or an FOTL box. $150, you get 6 boxes. Now, we opened the 6 boxes when they came. They came pretty quick, like within 2 days. We opened the 6 boxes. We got a Wemby base, which is good. I didn't get a single Wemby in our first off the line box. Not even a base Wemby. Thanks, Panini. Not even a base Wemby in a box that Blez broke for $2,200. Not even a base Wemby. Now, I got a base Wemby. in the Monopoly box, but the first 5 boxes, no Monopoly cards, like nothing with like no thimble, no Monopoly Man, no numbered cards, no nothing. The 6th box, we got a Monopoly Man, like whiteboard with the running guy, the little Monopoly dude. A rookie, I don't even know who the hell it was, but at least it had some Monopoly, involvement to it. It had, the border of it had the, little Monopoly Man on it. But at that price, $150, and you're cracking 6, 5 or 6 of those blaster boxes. So what? You get a Thompson, you get a LeBron, and you're able to open it, and you still have that chance because there are numbered Wembies in that too. I saw 1 out of 10 sell for thousands of dollars on eBay out of the Monopoly products. You still have that shot, that puncher's chance, that ability to gamble and put a coin in the slot machine and maybe hit a jackpot without having to pay, really crazy prices. And you're able to buy it yourself, open it yourself, not have to buy a team or buy a color or however it is that breaking is going to let you, get in for $100. Same thing. Tops. I mean, my LCS has Tops 2024 blasters, 2 for $45. And Fanatics, I just got them shipped here also. Fanatics are, on their site, they have the Fanatics exclusive one, the blaster that has the potential for the memorabilia. They have the one-of-ones like memorabilia redemptions in them. I've seen a couple of them come up for, on eBay, some of those redemptions for memorabilia. And that's probably, those are pretty cool also. Again, opened them, didn't get anything. Literally nothing good in them at all. But you're not guaranteed anything. I guaranteed a hit. We didn't get a relic. We didn't get an auto. We didn't get anything like that. We definitely didn't get a redemption for anything good. Heck, we didn't even get a base Dominguez or Ellie De La Cruz. But it was fun to open them. You have something to open. And it's not a killer on the wallet. And, look, if you look, close enough, if you look enough, there's always stuff out there for folks. This week's Friday Open for Ian will be an MLS Finest Soccer. And they have Messi autos on card. As a matter of fact, the product came out today, release day, and the one-of-one on-card auto of Messi was already hit. I saw it was hit on Whatnot. Wu-Tang, not Whatnot. Just want to make sure I'm repping the Tang. Wu-Tang! No, it's not a Whatnot yellow. But it was pulled, and that's pretty cool. On-card Messi autos. And my LCS offered that to me. It doesn't have a lot of soccer folks, and I think it was like $100 a box. I think I bought the whole case, $800. And we'll open it up, and we'll grade the Messis, and we'll have some fun with it. Hopefully, we get some autos of players that that Ian knows. We opened up a case of the Tops MLS. We opened up a case of the Tops Chrome MLS. Graded a bunch of those Messi cards. Got a lot of 10s back on those, and they're selling pretty well. I think we got let's just the case of each one of those. Say they were $100 per box, $800 for a case. I think I got 4 Messi base 10s in each one of the products, and they sell for $150. So, adding in the grading cost, you're talking about getting back 75% of the case price just with the Messi base cards. That's pretty nuts. You're not getting that in a lot of products. Now, I was lucky enough to get 10s and all that other fun stuff, right? So, everything's got to kind of break right. But that's me getting some money back on those without hitting a numbered Messi, without getting any great autos. I didn't get a Messi auto. I didn't get really autos of anybody we knew. I graded other cards because there are players in there that Ian knew, inserts that he liked. And, we got a bunch of 10s on those too. So, and who knows, maybe 1 or 2 of those guys, rookies, young guys, will turn into, a player that'll, be worth something, or somebody that, he can watch MLS and cheer for. So you got Tops blasters, Tops Fanatics blasters that have the memorabilia shot in them. You got Panini Monopoly, which, the Prizm Monopoly, which has a Wemby. We got a Wemby. We did. We got a Wemby base rookie. That's great. We'll probably grade that also. So you can find something to rip. Soccer. I think Court Kings came out this week. Not exactly the cheapest product, but also it doesn't break the bank. there's a lot of stuff out there for all different budgets. You can still hobby without having to break the bank. Couple quick little fun things. Number one, PSA. I sent in a 115 card PSA order. I'm not being paid by PSA. Let's just make sure I'll start off with that as a little caveat, right? I sent it in. I should instead of paraphrasing, I think they received it on February 5th. Like intake on it was February 5th. Instead of like paraphrasing and just telling you, oh yeah, I think it was about this day. I might as well just pull up the PSA, account and see when they actually got my order in. This isn't everything because I send in a lot of orders, but this particular one was pretty crazy. 115 card order. That if you look at the dates on this, and it was the modern sports. So any like 1993 till now, had some Drew Bledsoe cards in there. The order prep was on February 5th. So I think I sent it in on like February 1st or 2nd. They received it like February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, somewhere in that range. And they have it in like phase 2, which is order prep February 5th. So basically they got it in the first week of February. They shipped it out to me on February 20th. Basically a 2.5 week, less than 3 week turnaround because they got it in February and shipped it back out to me on February 20th. 115 cards. A lot of cards. And all different types of cards. Everything from like this year's Donruss. I got a Marvel LeBron. It was one of the first couple that had been graded PSA. I put that in there. Wemby base cards from Hoops and from Donruss. The Topps MLS, Topps Chrome MLS, all the way back to like Drew Bledsoe's from 94, 95, 96. A couple of them they didn't grade as min-size, which are weird because I've had them since I was a kid, but it is what it is. But this is a compliment here. This is PSA's turning stuff around. I mean, that's pretty nuts. Not everything. The same week, I sent out a 2-photo order of Type 1 photos that I don't even think have been intake yet. I don't even think they've even gone through the intake process. They don't show up like in the order. And I have another order that I sent in, I think pretty much the same week. They received it on February 7th. So let's they received one on like say February 2nd, February 3rd, something like that. So order prep February 7th. So they got one on February 5th and one on February 7th. The February 7th one, which is 20 items, is still in research and ID. So it's not everything, right? Like that one hasn't even moved into the grading process yet. But the one that they received 2 days before that, I already have the cards. Like I've already got them. They're already out. Probes team's got a bunch of them already. So, it's not every item, but they definitely turn the stuff around. You got to give them some credit there. Couple other fun little reminders, depending on when you're listening to this, it's the end of February. PSA has a special going on right now. Baseball, I think it's $15.99 for Collectors Club. It ends February 29th, so you have no time on that. Get the order in. I'll be sending one in also. I send at least one order in every month. And then number 2. All right, guys, got to throw this out there. Important stuff, because in the hobby, it's rare that something like this happens, and it happens. It's a once in a 4-year opportunity for some of these auctions. Thursday night this week, not only is there an eBay marquee auction with this really nice Skybox Rubies Ken Griffey Jr. card, but in addition to the eBay auction, marquee auction ending, Alt's liquid auction is ending. You guys know about the Ricky Henderson rookie card that I did a video about. And they got some other crazy stuff in that auction. And of course, Thursday's got gold, and there's just auctions all over the place. But this Thursday, it's a once every 4-year auction. I mean, it's just crazy because the next time you will get a chance to bid like this, it'll be 4 years from now. And that's because it's February 29th and it's a leap year. February 29th auctions, guys, they only come once every 4 years. And you're not going to get a chance again until 2028. So might as well bid. I mean, if you don't bid tomorrow, if you don't bid on February 29th, you have to wait 4 years to get another chance. That's my stupidity. Little dad joke there at the end there. But there are some pretty nice cards up for auction. So enjoy. Remember, hobby your own way. Don't let anybody tell you how to do it. If you happen to like the Rip Night stuff, you happen to like, some of the stuff that Topps is doing, I think I was pretty positive in my last episode. I mean, if you happen to go to Bleecker, LA and meet James Harden, that's amazing. Like that's awesome stuff. If you met Acuna down in Florida or Chipper Jones, Meek Mill in Atlanta, if you ran to Johnny Manziel, and I think it was at Nash, Tom Brady with Skybox in Queens in New York. They had I think Corbin Carroll was out there, Kevin Durant is out there. I mean, that is a really cool addition to the hobby. Previously, it was just like, oh, well, A.J. Dillon collects cards, and I think Evan Longoria collects cards. Phil Hughes was a hell of a follow for a long time on Twitter. He collected cards. This is now that on steroids. I'm not saying James Harden collects cards. I mean, I think he specifically said that he didn't. Maybe he collected them as a kid, but he doesn't collect them now. But still, that is a cool thing. It's one of those things that people talked about with Fanatics taking over Topps and Fanatics coming to the hobby that, it will bring you closer to the athletes. You saw that on full display now for the second time with the Topps Rip Night. For what it's worth, I think that's a great thing. I hope they do more of that. Some of the most fun I've had in the last couple of years going to shows with my son is meeting Tyrese Maxey, meeting Chuck Liddell, taking a picture with Sean Kemp, while Ian's wearing a Sean Kemp jersey and getting Sean Kemp to autograph the Sean Kemp jersey that he's wearing. That's cool stuff. And the more of that you get, the more interaction, the more, little girl collecting who gets Tom Brady to autograph a card for her. That's cool stuff. I mean, that's good stuff. And, I'm sure there are people out there who could spin it negative and say it's not a good thing. And I'm not saying that everything Topps and Fanatics have done has been perfect, but you do got to give them credit, where credit is deserved. And something like that, it can't hurt. It's good for the hobby, and it's good for the fans and the collectors to be able to actually not just collect the cardboard pictures of these people, but have a chance to meet them, interact with them, trade cards with them. It's a cool thing, right? And that's it. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all the messages. It's been a lot of fun. I took a little time off of vacation, and I got a lot of great messages. You missed me. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Take care.